Hey, we are doing steak and cauliflower skillet tonight for dinner. This is a taste bud recipe and it came with our crushed peppercorn and garlic seasoning. So I've got my steak in here. We're gonna flip it over. Got the splatter screen so nothing splatters. So I just used some stew meat. So I'm gonna flip these all over. They're gonna cook for about another minute, 2 minutes. Then I'll pull them out and we'll start adding in our mushrooms. There we go. I'm going to set that splatter screen back down on there. So Taste Buds is a subscription service that Pampered Chef offers. It comes once every month and you get 3 recipe cards and 3 seasonings to try, and then they give you some additional recipes to use up the seasonings if you want. You can start it, stop it whenever you want. You can pause it. You can buy 1 month at a time, 3 months, 6 months, however you like. But so tonight we're trying this one out. And it's really pretty simple. It's about a half-hour meal. It's just the steak or stew meat, whatever you want to use. Sirloin if you want to chop it up. I just used some stew meat that I had. The seasoning, mushrooms, cauliflower, shrimp. Not shrimp. Spinach. I'm thinking shrimp. Anyway, spinach and some beef broth. That's it. So really pretty easy. I'll let those cook another minute, then we'll pull them out. And then we'll add in some more seasonings and mushrooms. Okay, that's good. I'm going to just pull these chunks out because it will continue cooking when we put everything back in, when we put the cauliflower in. So we're just using our mix and chop spatula here. Most of you know I have dogs, so if you hear them in the background, barking at who knows what. Okay. So we still have I put in 1 teaspoon of oil in there. So now we're going to dump in our mushrooms. Actually, we're going to add our other tablespoon of oil. And then we're going to add in our mushrooms. Now it says these need to cook for 5 or 6 minutes. So I like mushrooms, but Keegan does not, so I didn't add a ton of mushrooms. But we're going to let that cook around. And then the liquid that comes out of these mushrooms, because I didn't use canned, I used fresh that I sliced up earlier, will pull the bits of the brown meat off the bottom of the skillet and help give it some more flavor. So we're going to let that cook up, and I'll come back when we add our cauliflower. All right, I'm back. Our mushrooms have been cooking away. Scraping up the bits off the bottom. They're getting brown in there, if you can see that. And I'm going to grab my cauliflower and my broth to start adding. All right, here. I got my cauliflower here on a cutting mat. So we're going to add in. This is about a medium head of cauliflower. It says 4 to 6 cups. So we're just going to put that in. I've got a half a cup of beef broth. We're going to put that in. And we are just going to let it cook. So this is going to cook for about 10 to 12 minutes. I'm going to put a lid on it to help the cauliflower cook. So That's gonna cook for about 10 to 12 minutes, and we'll be back when we add in our spinach and our steak back in. When I put the cauliflower and the broth in, I forgot to add in the 2 teaspoons of our peppercorn garlic. So we got that in. Now let's just kind of mix it around. See those cauliflower already starting to soak in some of that beef broth and getting some of the color. All right. Okay, we're just gonna let those cook. It's got about 10 more minutes. I'm gonna slide this lid back on for about 5 minutes. We'll see you back when we add the beef. Okay, our cauliflower, all the liquid is absorbed, so now we're just gonna brown up our cauliflower in here, let it get just a little crispy for about a minute or 2. Just gonna let it cook around. Oh, we got this one that just doesn't want to flip over. There we go. So I only stirred it a couple of times while it was absorbing all the liquid. And we'll start to hear it sizzle because almost all the liquid is out. So it'll crisp up, and then I have our spinach. It says the recipe calls for 10 ounces of spinach. I just took some handfuls and threw it in. And we're gonna do it in batches and let it wilt down. And then we'll add a little more and let it wilt down. Those seem to be pretty crispy. So let's put our steak back in. And there's a little bit of juice in there with our steak. Set it over in the sink. And so now we're gonna add some spinach in here. Just kind of stir it around a bit and let it get wilted. And then we'll add our next batch. You can see there it's starting, some of it, a few of them are getting a little wilted down. Okay. And I really like this the mix and chop. It's not new, it's been out for a while. But you can scoop with it, you can turn with it. If you're doing ground beef, you can chop it up like the mix and chop. All right, this is starting to wilt down, so we're gonna add another handful here. Stir it around, get it down on the bottom of the pan where it gets close to the heat so it wilts right up. My older 2 kids have always loved spinach. I would do it with onions and peppers and garlic and butter. Keegan, not so much. The youngest one, not so much. Here in Asia, would eat it up all the time. They loved it. All right, let's throw the last of it in. I'll just throw a piece out. Let's pick that back up. Okay. Spinach down on the bottom. Pick up a couple of our chunks of steak here. All right. And I probably could have put more spinach in, but as I said, Keegan doesn't like it. So I'll have to pick it out for him when we put his on the plate. All right, there we go. I'm gonna tilt the pan towards you guys and show it to you. There is our finished steak and cauliflower skillet. I think it looks really good. I can't wait to try it. See you later.